Beloved child, hear my voice as clearly as you hear your own breath. I am Archangel Michael, sent to you not by chance but by command. You did not wander here. Your steps were guided, your heart was led, your eyes were opened, because a message is moving towards you with the force of a trumpet. I come with warning, with mercy, with a sword of light drawn against the darkness that stalks your path. A great tragedy approaches those who ignore the call of heaven. Do not turn away. Do not say later. Do not say tomorrow. The hour is now. Since the beginning, heaven has spoken to the earth in moments like this. Moments when the veil thins and the unseen world leans close. I stand in that thin place speaking to you. The words are not decoration, they are assignment. They are not entertainment, they are intervention. When mercy speaks before judgment, the wise listen. The stubborn delay, and the ones who delay learn the cruel taste of regret. I tell you plainly, the greatest pain is not the struggle you are in, it is the miracle you refused because you would not believe when belief was demanded. Look around you. So many voices, so much noise, so many paths promising peace. Yet only one path carries the seal of the Most High. I see two doors before you. One gleams with a light you can feel more than see. Peace, provision, protection radiating from its frame. Angels stand at that door with scrolls inscribed with your name. The other door looks safe because it is familiar. It is shadowed, quiet, comfortable. Step through the wrong door and you will carry the weight of what if for years. Step through the right door and your tears will be washed by rivers of joy. Child of destiny, the enemy has studied you. He knows the stories that made you doubt. He knows the names you were called, the failures that whisper at night, the disappointments that trained your heart to expect little. He wants you to hear this warning and say, "It's nothing." He wants you to laugh at prophecy, to dismiss the tug in your chest, to call divine timing a coincidence, but you know better. You feel the electricity of truth in your bones. Heaven is near, and heaven is speaking. I have fought long battles on the edges of your days, battles you never saw. When you should have been destroyed, you were not. When the snare should have closed, it broke. When your strength ended, you were strangely carried. These were not accidents. These were interventions. And this message is another intervention. Ignore it, and you turn away from the same hand that rescued you before. Receive it, and that hand will guide you through the storm that gathers even now at the horizon of your life. Listen to the rhythm of your own heart. It quickens because it recognizes the sound of home. The voice of heaven is not foreign to you. You were fashioned to respond to it. From the first cry you ever made, heaven has memorized your sound. Now heaven calls your name again. Come out of fear. Come out of delay. Come out of the numbness that kept you safe but small. The door of blessing is opening. The door of sorrow is closing behind those who choose wisely. Yet if you ignore this, that door of sorrow will open again, and the cold wind of regret will follow you. I see a vision, a table set with what you prayed for, answers arranged like bread, healing poured like wine, strength folded like cloth at your place. Angels hold the chairs for those who arrive. Some come at once, trembling but obedient. Some stand at the threshold, arguing with themselves. Some walk away because they cannot believe they are invited. The chairs do not stay empty, heaven fills them. But those who walk away spend years peering through windows at feasts they could have shared. Do not live your life outside the window of your own blessing. This is not to shame you, it is to wake you. Heaven never yells to humiliate, heaven thunders to rescue. The thunder I bring is mercy, the sword I carry is protection. The urgency you feel is not panic, it is alignment. You are being placed where you belong, back under the shelter of the Almighty, back into the story written for you before you tasted pain or learned fear. Come back quickly. Come back now. Delay drains miracles. Delay multiplies tears. Delay turns small problems into giants and small giants into mountains. I tell you again with the authority I carry, a big tragedy is scheduled for those who will not listen. It is not the will of heaven that any should weep without end, but heaven will not violate the freedom it gave you. If you close your heart, the rain of blessing still falls, but it passes you by. If you harden your ears, the song of deliverance still plays, but you will not dance. If you refuse the invitation, the feast is still served, but your place is filled by another. Love warns you so you do not choose loss. Consider your history. How often the smallest choice altered the course of an entire season. One call returned, one letter sent, one apology offered, one step taken. This is such a choice. You are not deciding what video to watch. You are deciding what future you will live. The door of sorrow stands where it always stands. Easy to reach, easy to enter. Crowded with those who prefer familiar misery to unfamiliar freedom. The door of blessing stands open too. Guarded, bright, quieter, but true. Choose the bright door. I feel your questions. What must I do? What does it mean to listen? How do I say yes? You say yes by refusing to dismiss the pull you feel right now. You listen by letting the words stay in your heart after the sound ends. You move by copying heaven's posture. Open hands, lifted head, surrendered will. You start by admitting that you need help and that you are ready to be led. That posture shifts atmospheres. That posture summons angels. That posture silences the strategy of darkness lined up against you. Beloved, there is a sorrow that heaven cannot heal because it is chosen. The sorrow of regret. It appears gentle at first, like fog. It tells you there is time. It promises you can return later. It convinces you that ignoring a message has no cost. But regret is a slow river that carves canyons. Years pass and the canyon is deep. People you love are on the far bank waving, and you cannot cross. Do not become fluent in the language of if only. Refuse now. Choose now. Let this be the day you end the rule of regret over your life. I see another vision, a lamp in your hands. The oil inside it is low, but it is not empty. Some around you already let their lamps die. They sit in the dark and call the darkness peace. Not you. You are still awake, you are still listening. Your lamp flickers because you're nearing a new dawn. If you tend the flame now, if you guard it with belief, if you shield it with obedience, it will not go out. When light breaks, those who waited will walk without stumbling, and those who slept will ask for your oil. Guard what you carry. I speak to the specific places where tragedy is trying to write its name. To your mind, peace be still. To your body, strength return. To your relationships, forgiveness, find a voice, and bridges be rebuilt. To your work, closed doors unlock and hidden paths appear. To your spirit, hope rise like a banner and call your courage back to the front lines. You are not at the end, you are at the turning. Some of you think, I've failed too much to be chosen. Heaven laughs at that lie. The document of your destiny was signed with a name that does not change. Your mistakes cannot unsign what heaven wrote. Your delays cannot unchoose what heaven chose. What they can do is waste time, and time is precious. That is why I speak urgently. Not because the story is over, but because the next chapter is waiting for your yes to begin. Hear this rhythm and let it settle inside you. Do not ignore, do not delay, do not dismiss. Say it with your breath. Say it with your choices. Say it with the way you treat the next hour. Put your phone down and be present with the call. Turn down the volume of fear and turn up the volume of faith. Whisper if you must, shout if you can. I will not ignore my rescue. I will not walk away from my blessing. I will not feed the tragedy that wants to grow. I am not threatening you. I am fighting for you. The pressure you feel is not punishment. It is the hand of heaven steering you away from a cliff you do not see. When a shepherd pulls a sheep by the crook, the neck feels the strain, but the life is spared. Receive the pull. Yield to the tug. The path you are being placed on is narrow, but it is safe. It is not crowded, but it is sure. It may ask for courage at the beginning, but it gives rest at the end. Let me lay the choice bare one more time so no confusion remains. If you ignore this message, if you quiet the truth until it becomes a whisper and then a memory, tragedy will claim what blessing was sent to protect. Not because heaven failed you, but because you refused the umbrella and blamed the rain. Tears will come, and they will be hard to dry. Doors will shut, and they will be slow to open. Opportunities will drift, and you will watch them from a distance you created. This is not your portion unless you choose it. If you listen, if you open, believe, respond, the storm that was scheduled to break you will miss your house. The trap that was prepared will snap on empty air. The letter that should have carried bad news will arrive with favor stamped across it. The relationship that looked beyond repair will surprise everyone with quiet reconciliation. The ache behind your ribs will release. The night will shorten. The morning will come. So I speak the final lines of this first call with clarity and love. You are seen. You are not too late. Your yes still matters. Your obedience still moves mountains. Your belief still summons angels. Your surrender still cancels tragedies. Lift your head, steady your hands, whisper your yes. Step toward the lighted door. And remember this sentence like a seal on your heart. Ignore this, and you will cry forever. Believe this, and you will rejoice without end. I am Michael. I have delivered the warning and opened the way. The rest and the future belongs to your choice.
Beloved child, now that you have heard the urgent call, I must open to you the prophecy itself, for warnings alone cannot guide you. You must also know what is unfolding in the unseen, what is written in the scrolls of heaven, what is stirring in the courts above. Listen closely. The prophecy is being revealed, and it concerns you. From the beginning of time, heaven has spoken in mysteries. Some prophecies were carved in stone, some carried in fire, some whispered by the wind. Today it comes through my voice to your ears, not as words on a page long forgotten, but as a living message entering your spirit in this very moment. This prophecy is not general, not abstract, not for someone far away. It is for you. What does the prophecy say? It speaks of a separation. It declares that light and darkness will no longer mix, that indecision will no longer be tolerated. It says that heaven has opened a door of blessing, but the same heaven has permitted the enemy to build a door of sorrow. And now the choice is laid bare before every soul. Enter the door of life or the door of regret. There is no third door. There is no hidden path. There is no middle ground. Beloved, I see it clearly. One door glows like gold, guarded by angels, overflowing with abundance. Its path is narrow, but it leads upward, steady and true. The other door is wide, familiar, easy. It shines at first, but its light fades quickly, revealing shadows and chains. Many choose it because it looks safe, but its end is bitter. The prophecy warns, those who walk through the dark door will weep for what they abandoned. They will live surrounded by what could have been, and their tears will not end. But hear this too. Those who choose the door of light will shine. Their steps will be firm, their blessings will flow, their lives will sing with joy. The prophecy is not only a warning, it is a promise. Heaven never reveals tragedy without offering blessing. Heaven never declares danger without preparing deliverance. The scroll I carry for you has two sides. One side written with sorrow if you ignore, the other side filled with miracles if you believe. I see visions of what is coming. Listen carefully. For those who ignore, I see shadows overtaking their peace. I see doors slamming shut. I see laughter fading into silence. I see regret sitting heavy on their shoulders like a weight that cannot be lifted. They walk through life glancing back at blessings they might have had, opportunities they might have seized, miracles they might have touched.
This is the tragedy of ignoring the voice of prophecy. But for those who listen, I see a different vision. I see angels releasing scrolls of healing, bodies renewed, strength restored, pain lifting like mist in the morning sun. I see provision flowing, debts canceled, doors of opportunity swinging wide, unexpected resources arriving at the moment of greatest need. I see relationships mended, walls of bitterness crumbling, words of forgiveness spoken, love flowing again where wounds once festered. I see peace wrapping hearts like a cloak, storms in the mind settling, fears silenced, courage rising. This is the prophecy revealed. The choice you make now unlocks the future you will walk in. Child of light, the enemy does not want you to know this. He wants you distracted, scrolling, doubting, dismissing. He wants you to hear these words and think they are nothing but sound. But the pull you feel proves otherwise. Heaven speaks, and your soul recognizes the voice. That recognition is proof enough. Do not dismiss what your spirit knows is real. I must tell you plainly, the prophecy is urgent because the time is short. Opportunities are not endless. Moments of divine alignment do not last forever. When the trumpet sounds, the wise rise quickly. The foolish delay, saying, "I will decide later." Later never comes. The moment passes. The blessing shifts. The door closes. And sorrow remains. Do not be among the foolish. Be counted among the wise who act when heaven calls. Let me remind you again, for repetition is the mother of memory. If you ignore this prophecy, you will cry forever. If you receive it, you will rejoice forever. If you close your ears, regret will haunt you. If you open your heart, blessings will surround you. Child, hear the weight of those sentences. Let them echo in your mind. Let them burn into your heart. Let them shape your decision. This is not a story. This is your story. This is not for someone else. It is for you. I see angels standing with ink and scroll in hand, ready to write your choice. They do not force, they record. They do not push, they wait. They do not decide, you decide. And what you decide will ripple through your life. Blessings or sorrow, peace or regret, joy or tears. This is the prophecy revealed. Do not say you were not warned. Do not say you were not told. You have heard clearly now. The prophecy is alive, the choice is open, the moment is here. Heaven has spoken. The angels bear witness. The Almighty leans close to see your response. Child of destiny, you have heard the warning and you have heard the promise. Now you must choose. I will declare it once more with all the strength I carry. Ignore this, and you will cry forever. Believe this, and you will rejoice without end. The prophecy is revealed. The rest is in your hands. Beloved child, now that the prophecy has been revealed, I must show you the vision of tragedy. Not to paralyze you with fear, but to awaken you fully. Heaven always warns before sorrow strikes. Mercy speaks before judgment moves. And I tell you now with the full authority given to me, a great tragedy is moving toward those who ignore the message of heaven. I see it like storm clouds rising at the edge of the horizon. At first, they look harmless, distant, even beautiful. But slowly they grow darker. They gather strength. The winds pick up, the sky trembles, and soon what was far away stands over your head. Such is the nature of ignored prophecy. At first, nothing seems to happen when you dismiss it. The sun still shines, life continues, laughter still echoes. But quietly, unseen, the storm builds. And then suddenly, without warning, the sky breaks open and the flood begins. Child, do not be deceived. This is the pattern of those who ignore. They live as though nothing will change until change crashes upon them like a wave they cannot resist. They walk as though the ground is stable until it shakes and cracks beneath them. They pretend the danger is not real until it swallows them whole. And then the tears come. Tears that cannot be dried, sorrow that cannot be comforted, regret
that cannot be undone. I see chains wrapping around lives, chains of addiction, chains of fear, chains of despair. Some laugh at warnings, saying, "I am free, I can do as I please." But those chains are waiting, hidden in the shadows. And when the moment is right, they will snap shut. What once felt like freedom will turn into slavery. What once felt like control will turn into captivity. Ignore the prophecy, and the chains will not only bind your hands, they will choke your future. I see homes filled with silence. Where there should be laughter, there is arguing. Where there should be peace, there is tension. Where there should be joy, there are tears. Families broken not by sudden disaster, but by the slow erosion of ignoring heaven's voice. Parents weeping for children, children wandering in confusion, spouses drifting apart. All because the warning was heard but not believed. All because the prophecy was ignored. I see lives weighed down with emptiness. Men and women chasing success, chasing money, chasing approval, yet never satisfied. They lie awake at night asking, "Is this all there is?" The answer is no, there was always more. But they ignored the prophecy. They chose the wide door, the easy road, the familiar darkness. And so the blessing passed them by. Now they live surrounded by shadows of what might have been, haunted by opportunities lost, tortured by regret.
Beloved, the tragedy of ignoring is not always sudden disaster. Sometimes it is the slow drip of regret, the steady loss of joy, the quiet fading of hope. Day by day, year by year, life becomes smaller, colder, emptier. Until one day the soul cries out, "Why did I not listen when the voice of heaven called me?" And by then the moment has passed. But I must also warn you of tragedies that are sudden, sharp, and devastating. I see accidents avoided only by angelic intervention. I see sickness creeping where protection was ignored. I see financial doors closing, opportunities slipping away, friendships dissolving, hope shattering. Not because heaven desired it, but because heaven was ignored. The protection was offered, but the umbrella was never opened. The blessing was prepared, but the hands remained closed. This is why I cry out again. Ignore this message, and tragedy will come. It may come quietly, or it may come violently, but it will come. And when it comes, the tears will not end. Child of destiny, I plead with you, do not test the patience of mercy. Do not assume you can walk away today and return tomorrow. Every time you ignore, the heart grows colder, the ears grow duller, the eyes grow dimmer. The voice that once thundered becomes a whisper, and soon even the whisper is lost. That is tragedy, the slow hardening of the soul until prophecy no longer reaches it. I see another vision. A garden once vibrant, now dry and cracked. The soil once rich, now barren. The seeds were planted but never watered. The rain fell, but the ground was covered. The sun rose, but the leaves were hidden. So the garden withers. Beloved, this is what happens when prophecy is ignored. Life was offered, but it was rejected. Growth was possible, but it was refused. And so beauty fades, fruit never appears, and the harvest is lost. I must speak to you with boldness, even if it cuts, because love tells the truth. The tragedy ahead is real. I cannot soften it. I cannot pretend it is otherwise. If you ignore this message, your future will be filled with tears that never stop. I do not want that for you. Heaven does not want that for you, but the choice is yours. Hear me. Ignoring is not neutral. Ignoring is a decision. To dismiss the prophecy is to choose regret. To delay is to choose sorrow. To say not now is to say, I am willing to risk everything. Do not gamble with your destiny. Do not trade eternal joy for temporary comfort. Do not exchange blessings for tears. Beloved child, the storm is building. The enemy is plotting, the chains are waiting, the shadows are creeping, but you are not helpless. You are not abandoned. You are not without a choice. Even now, heaven's voice is calling you.
Even now, the door of blessing is open. Even now, the angels stand ready to defend you, but you must respond. I declare it once more so you cannot forget. If you ignore this prophecy, tragedy will overtake you, and you will cry forever. But if you believe, if you respond, if you open your heart, then tragedy will pass and blessing will remain. Beloved, choose wisely. The storm is real, but so is the shelter. The tragedy is near, but so is the blessing. The danger is great, but so is the mercy. The prophecy has revealed the coming tragedy, but it has also revealed the way of escape. Now the choice rests with you. Beloved child, now that the warning has been sounded and the prophecy revealed, the message brings you to this place, the place of decision. The voice of heaven has spoken, the visions have been shown, the storm has been described, and now you stand at the threshold of choice. Heaven will not choose for you, angels will not choose for you. I, Michael, will not choose for you. The choice belongs to you, and to you alone. That is both the weight and the gift of your existence. You have been given the power to decide, and your decision will write your future. I see before you two doors. One door shines with light. Its frame glows, its threshold is guarded by angels, and its path leads upward into blessing. Through that door, I see rivers flowing with provision, gardens blooming with joy, tables filled with miracles, and hearts at rest in peace. This is the door of obedience, the door of faith, the door of surrender. The other door looks familiar. At first glance, it does not appear dangerous. Its frame is plain, its threshold wide, its path easy to walk. But beyond it lies shadow. Beyond it lie chains. Beyond it lie tears without end. Through that door I see promises fading, opportunities missed, relationships broken, hearts weighed with regret. This is the door of ignoring, the door of delay, the door of disbelief. Beloved, both doors are open to you. Both invite you. Both call to you. But you cannot walk through both. You must choose. And what you choose will shape not only your tomorrow, but the story of your entire life. I must tell you plainly, to ignore is to choose the dark door. Silence is a decision, delay is a decision, indifference is a decision. If you do not say yes to the light, you have already drifted toward the dark. There is no middle ground. Neutrality does not exist here. You cannot stand at the crossroads forever. Child of light, the choice is not between difficulty and ease. At first, the dark door looks easier, wider, smoother, but its end is bitter. At first, the light door looks harder, narrower, requiring surrender. But its end is joy. That is the mystery. The easy way leads to tears. The narrow way leads to laughter. Many are fooled by the appearance of the doors, but you have been warned. You have been told the truth. Now you cannot say you did not know. Let me remind you again, if you ignore this message, you will cry forever. If you believe this message, you will rejoice without end. This is not exaggeration. This is prophecy. Beloved, what do you fear more, temporary discomfort or eternal regret? What weighs heavier, the cost of obedience or the weight of sorrow? What lasts longer, the small sacrifice of saying yes or the endless pain of saying no? When you see it clearly, the answer is obvious. Choose life. Choose light. Choose heaven's door. I see visions of those who chose wisely. Their faces shine. Their hands are full. Their laughter rises like music. They walk with peace even in storms, because they know the storms cannot destroy them. Their families are restored, their bodies strengthened, their minds renewed. They are not free from challenges, but they are free from regret. Their lives testify, I chose the light, and the light did not fail me. I also see visions of those who ignored. Their shoulders stoop under invisible weight, their eyes are heavy with sorrow, their voices tremble with regret. They say, if only I had listened, if only I had believed, if only I had chosen differently. Their lives echo with what might have been. They are haunted not by what happened, but by what they refused. Their tears flow without end. Beloved, I speak to you so you may be counted among the first group, not the second, so that your life may shine, not dim, so that your testimony may be joy, not regret, so that your story may end with blessing, not tragedy. Do not say you are too weak. Heaven gives strength to the weak. Do not say you are too late. Heaven redeems time. Do not say you are too broken. Heaven delights in restoration. Do not say you are too small. Heaven chooses the small to shame the mighty. Every excuse is a lie whispered by the enemy, and every excuse keeps you closer to the dark door. Refuse the excuses, accept the invitation, walk through the light. Child, the choice is before you right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not someday, today, this moment. As you hear these words, the doors are open. As you feel the pull in your chest, the angels wait for your answer. As you sense the weight in your spirit, the scroll is ready to record your decision. Do not delay. Delay is dangerous. Delay is deadly. Delay is the silent thief of destiny. Say yes now. Whisper it in your heart. I believe. I will not ignore. I will walk through the door of blessing. That whisper is enough to move heaven. That whisper is enough to summon angels. That whisper is enough to shift the future. Never underestimate the power of one choice. I, Michael, tell you with the authority given to me. Your decision today will echo forever. Choose the dark door, and tears will follow. Choose the light door, and joy will flood your path. You cannot escape the consequence, but you can choose the consequence. You cannot escape the harvest, but you can choose the seed. You cannot escape the future, but you can choose the door that leads to it. Beloved, the choice is yours. Heaven has spoken. Prophecy has been declared. Blessings and tragedies have been revealed. Nothing is hidden from you now. All is clear. All is open. All is placed in your hands. Make the choice. Choose the light. Say yes. Step forward. And let the story of your life be written not in tears, but in triumph. Beloved child, after the warning, after the tragedy revealed, after the choice laid before you, hear now the joy, the promise, the overflowing goodness that comes with obedience. For heaven does not only speak of sorrow, heaven delights in blessing. And blessings flow like rivers when hearts are open. When you say yes to the call, when you choose the door of light, when you obey the voice of prophecy, you step into a life shielded, supplied, and saturated by miracles. The blessing of obedience is not small. It is vast, abundant, immeasurable. The blessing touches your body, your mind, your family, your work, your future. Nothing is left outside its reach. I see angels carrying scrolls of restoration. On these scrolls are written the names of things you thought you lost forever. Broken relationships, missed opportunities, dreams buried under disappointment, finances drained by loss, health weakened by sickness. These scrolls carry heaven's decree. Restoration is coming because you obeyed. What was taken will be returned. What was damaged will be repaired. What was silent will sing again. Obedience brings protection. Beloved, storms still come, but the obedient are shielded. The winds may roar, the rains may fall, but the house built on obedience stands firm. I see arrows of the enemy falling short, unable to touch those who listened. I see accidents diverted, sickness reversed, harm turned away. The blessing of obedience builds walls that the enemy cannot climb. Obedience brings provision. I see doors opening where there were none. I see unexpected favor, approvals, promotions, financial breakthroughs, resources flowing from surprising places. I see debts canceled, burdens lifted, opportunities multiplied. The obedient walk in supply not because they strive harder, but because heaven commands abundance to follow them. Obedience brings peace. The storm inside your mind begins to calm.
The war in your heart begins to cease. Fear that once ruled is silenced. Anxiety that once drained you loses its grip. Night after night of restless thoughts turns into rest filled with dreams of hope. Peace does not mean no storms, but it means storms lose their power over you. Obedience brings joy. I see laughter returning to homes where silence once lived. I see children playing where tears once fell. I see music rising where bitterness once echoed. I see celebrations where mourning once reigned. The joy of heaven is not fragile. It does not depend on circumstances. It is rooted in obedience, and it shines even in darkness. Child of light. The blessings of obedience are not only personal, they ripple outward. Families are healed when one person obeys. Communities are changed when one person listens. Generations are shifted when one soul says yes. The blessing multiplies, echoing far beyond what you can see. Do not believe the lie that obedience costs too much. Disobedience costs more. Ignoring costs more. Regret costs more. Obedience may require courage, surrender, humility, but the reward is overflowing. Heaven does not take without giving back. Heaven multiplies what you place in its hands. Beloved, I see visions of your future when obedience is chosen. Your steps are steady. Your path is bright. Angels walk with you. People around you are blessed because of your presence. Doors open at just the right time. Strength fills you when you should have been weak. Hope rises when you should have despaired. Peace surrounds you when you should have panicked. You walk not in fear, but in confidence, because you know heaven goes before you. Hear me, the blessings of obedience are guaranteed. They may not all arrive in the same hour, but they will arrive. They may not all look the way you expect, but they will be greater than you imagined. For heaven's promises are not fragile wishes. They are decrees sealed with eternal authority. Let me remind you again with simple words so you cannot forget. Obedience brings blessing. Obedience brings protection. Obedience brings peace. Obedience brings joy. Obedience brings restoration. This is the pattern written from the beginning. This is the story of those who listen. This can be your story if you say yes. Child, lift your head and see it. See the blessing waiting. See the doors opening. See the miracles prepared. This is not fantasy. This is prophecy. This is your portion if you believe. Say yes. Whisper your obedience. Step through the door of light. And let the blessings of heaven overflow into every part of your life. Beloved child, after blessings have been revealed, after promises have been spoken, I must return once more to the urgency. For mercy is never complete without warning. Love does not only comfort, love also cries out when danger is near. And I, Michael, must give you the final warning. Do not mistake my tone. I do not speak softly now, for the hour is too late. I do not whisper, for your soul cannot afford to sleep. I lift my voice as a trumpet, as thunder, as a shout across eternity. If you ignore this prophecy, you will cry forever. I see visions again. A clock, its hands spinning faster and faster, the hours rushing by, the days vanishing like mist, time itself bending toward an end. Child, do not say, I have tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. The door of mercy is open today, but it will not remain open forever. Heaven calls now. Delay is deadly. Indifference is fatal. Ignoring is destruction. I see shadows gathering at thresholds, waiting for those who turn away. I see tragedies waiting like predators in the tall grass. Silent, patient, but swift when the moment comes. They wait for the soul that says, not now. They wait for the one who dismisses the prophecy as nothing. They wait for the one who walks away. And when that choice is made, they strike. Beloved, the enemy is cunning. He does not always destroy quickly. Sometimes he destroys slowly. He convinces you that ignoring carries no cost. He lulls you with comfort, distracts you with noise, numbs you with routine.
And while you sleep in apathy, blessings pass by, opportunities close, miracles move elsewhere. Then, one day you awaken to regret so heavy it bends your back, so endless it drowns your joy. That regret is the true tragedy of ignoring. I must repeat it again. Ignoring is not neutral. Ignoring is choosing. You cannot stand forever between doors. You cannot delay forever at the crossroads. If you do not walk into light, you have already stepped into shadow. Silence is an answer. Delay is a decision. Indifference is a yes to tragedy. Child of destiny, I tell you the truth. Some who hear this message will still ignore. Some will say, it is nothing. Some will say, I will think about it later. Some will laugh, and they will walk through the dark door. And they will cry. And they will cry not for a day, not for a season, but forever. Their tears will flow for what they lost, for what they refused, for what they abandoned. But you, beloved, are hearing this final warning, so you will not be among them. You are being given one last chance, one last invitation, one last call. Heaven has stretched its hand to you. Do not slap it away. Heaven has shouted your name. Do not close your ears. Heaven has opened the door of blessing. Do not walk past it. I see again the vision of two paths, one bright, one dark, one filled with angels, one with shadows, one leading to joy, one to sorrow. You must choose, and you must choose now. Every breath you delay makes the shadows stronger. Every moment of hesitation makes the dark door wider. Every second of doubt hardens your heart. Beloved, I say it plainly. This is your final warning. After this, the responsibility rests fully on you. Heaven has spoken. Angels have testified. I have declared. No one will be able to say you were not told. No one will be able to say you did not know. The prophecy has been delivered. The choice is yours. Let the words echo in you. Ignore this and you will cry forever. Believe this and you will rejoice forever. Ignore this and tragedy will claim you. Believe this and blessing will crown you. Child of light, I do not want your tears. I want your joy. Heaven does not want your regret. Heaven wants your testimony, but love cannot force. Love only calls. This is the call. This is the hour. This is the final warning. Say yes now. Whisper your surrender. Speak your belief. Step into the light. Do not gamble with eternity. Do not trade your destiny for delay. Do not ignore. I, Michael, have spoken. I have cried out. I have warned. The rest is yours. Beloved child, the words I now speak are the last in this message, but their weight is eternal. You have heard the warning. You have heard the promise. You have seen the doors. You have felt the urgency. You have been shown the visions. Now heaven closes this prophecy with a final declaration. Your destiny is at stake, and your choice will decide your story. I tell you again with all the strength of my being, ignore this prophecy, and you will cry forever. But believe, receive, and obey, and you will rejoice forever. That is the dividing line. That is the eternal truth. Child, do not underestimate what happens in this moment. Your heart is not just hearing, it is deciding. Angels are not just watching, they are recording. Heaven is not just speaking, it is waiting. This is not only about today, it is about tomorrow, about eternity, about the unfolding of everything you were created to be. The closing prophecy is this: the season of indecision is ending. For too long, many have stood at the threshold, half in light and half in shadow. For too long, excuses have delayed obedience. For too long, fear has silenced faith. That time is over. The trumpet has sounded. The final call has been given. The door will not remain open forever. Beloved, I see two outcomes written in fire. The first is tragedy. Faces wet with tears, voices trembling with regret, souls crying, "If only I had listened, if only I had believed." They stand outside the door of blessing, pounding on it after it is shut. The echo of their weeping fills the air, but the opportunity has passed. This is the destiny of those who ignore. The second is triumph. Faces glowing with joy, hands lifted in gratitude, voices singing, "I believed, I received, I obeyed, and heaven did not fail me." They walk in blessing, surrounded by favor, covered in peace. Their families are restored, their bodies are strengthened, their souls are filled with hope. Their lives testify forever. Obedience opened the way, and the way was good. This is the destiny of those who believe. Child of destiny, which story will be yours? The tragedy of regret or the triumph of rejoicing? The sorrow of ignoring or the blessing of obeying? The choice is not tomorrow's. It is today's. The prophecy has brought you to the crossroads. Heaven will not force you. The enemy cannot stop you. Only you can decide. I declare to you once more, so it echoes in your spirit. Ignore this, and you will cry forever. Believe this, and you will rejoice forever. Ignore this, and tragedy will overtake you. Believe this, and blessing will surround you. This is not poetry. This is prophecy. These are not options. These are outcomes. Beloved, I urge you. Say yes now. Whisper your surrender. Declare your belief. Step through the door of light. For when you do, the closing prophecy turns from warning to promise. The tragedy written in the distance is erased, and the triumph written in heaven becomes your portion. The final declaration is this: Heaven has chosen you. Heaven has called you. Heaven has spoken to you by name. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not lost. You are chosen, beloved, destined. Lift your head. Dry your tears. Take courage. Your story is not over. Your best is not behind you. Your blessing is ahead. Your miracle is prepared. Your prophecy is alive. I, Michael, close with these words. You are seen. You are loved. You are protected. You are chosen. Ignore this, and sorrow will follow you. Believe this, and joy will crown you. Turn away, and tragedy will claim your path. Step forward, and blessing will flood your life. This is the final call. This is the closing prophecy. This is the last declaration. Choose life, choose light, choose heaven.